me from my winter hell. I've got candles and candy, I can be your daddy if you only let me creep into your prison cell. Hey baby, can you tell I'm not a criminal? Your choice is seminal. I want you to stay true to what's right for you. No matter who or know what will others say, just find your way and try to stay true. Just speak low, stand in your row, try not to show this life's a show. Try not to glow way down below. Oh, it's a lot of woe, and that's not a place where you would like to go. I've got cigarettes and brandy, which could come in handy if you just help me loosen up my hand grenades fuse. Baby, don't refuse my truth, but it's up to you now to choose. I want you to stay true to what's right for you. No matter who or know what will others say, just find your way and try to stay true. I want you to stay true to what's right for you. No matter who or know what will others say, just find your way and try to stay true, 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 true,
Well, good morning, everyone. Just as I was getting ready to go live, I now see that the hearing has been moved. Give me just 1 second. I need to see what is going on here. Hold on. What an annoying, let me see. Hold on. Yeah, it's not until 4 o'clock. Oh my goodness. So yay for lives. I don't know what to do because I want to talk about it, right? But I guess I don't know what to do. What do you guys think? Hold on. Let me just do some searching. Just give me un momentito. How is everybody this morning? How are you all doing with the time change? I hear it's rough for people. Personally, the one that's rough for me is the one where you spring forward. The one in the one where the one where we fall back is not so bad. I don't mind that so much. It doesn't say what time though. Hold on. I'm wondering if the reason for this is that he is going to be sentenced at 10:30, but there's some type of delay, and so they can't they can't air it until after it's over. You know, sometimes they do that, um, because, you know, California has some real interesting rules on live streaming court hearings. But what's sad about all of this is, even though Jake pled guilty and took police on a couple of different like visits to different places, they still have not recovered this baby. And that just breaks my heart, you know? And it just, I don't understand it. And what's going to be interesting about this hearing is he pled guilty to second-degree murder, child endangerment, and filing a false police report without a plea deal. He just was like, "I'm guilty." So, at this point, what's gonna end up happening is he is going to be at the mercy of the court because, yeah, because there's no plea deal. So he didn't. And then the other thing is he's allowed to give an allocution. Okay. Will he? I don't know. I don't know. I followed this case like quietly. I just watched. I didn't like report on it because it made me so sad. And it was like, I don't know. And then you have her, Rebecca. Rebecca has maintained her innocence. She's pled not guilty. Now, she was supposed to have a status hearing today, and she decided she not a more than a status hearing. She was supposed to have a um, evidentiary hearing. They call it something else in California, though. What do they call it? I think a status conference or a um, something like that. But it's basically an evidentiary hearing. And so she was supposed to have that today, but she waived her right to have it within the set amount of time that you're supposed to have it for an she waived that and is going to instead have it on in January. Like, I think they said the 21st of January. Um, so she's, you know, hers is a while out, but she's pled not guilty. Nate says, I wonder why he isn't saying where the baby actually is. Maybe the manner of death would result in extra charges. See, I mean, that's quite possible that he feels like, you know, he's not going to say anything. And the longer he waits, um, you know, the more time that elapses, the more difficult it will be to determine manner of death. But here's the thing about that, okay? When skeletal remains are found, we've come a long way. This is not 1985. It's not even 1995. It's not even 2005. Okay. We're in 2025. They can do a lot of things forensically that they weren't able to do decades ago. So, I mean, they're going to x ray his skeletal remains. And the thing about that is, if he has old injuries, they will be to his bones, they will be able to see that. They can see on x-ray bones that have healed. So yeah. Karina says, or Karen says, I can't talk today. I don't even know why I went live if I can't speak. Why can't he be forced to say where Emmanuel is? Why can't he plead guilty? It's so unbelievable. Nobody in the United States can be forced to say anything. You have the right to remain silent. Okay, there's some caveats to that. Now, if you are a defendant in a criminal trial, okay, and you choose to take the stand, you waive your right to remain silent. You have to answer the questions that are asked, both on direct and on cross-examination. Mainly, it's for cross-examination, really, because that's usually when people are like, I want to plead the fifth. No, 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 no. That doesn't work. You are afforded the right um, at any point to make an allocution. However, you don't have to exercise that right. And Shauna, you're correct. Adam still hasn't said where Harmony is either. And I don't know what that's. Okay, I know why Adam's doing it. Adam's doing it because he's appealing his guilty verdict. So if he were to say where Harmony is, all of his appeals, a lot of his, not all of them, but the majority of his appeals go out the window. See, the thing about it is, you can, which Adam is, be factually guilty, okay? And still, if the appellate court finds that there were trial errors that occurred that were so egregious that they violated your rights, and then you would get a new trial, right? But if part of your appeals process is that you're not guilty, then telling where the body is doesn't help you in that area. So Adam is just selfish. He's selfish. He's just selfish. He's a monster. So that's what's going on. I will play for you guys where Jake pled guilty in case you've missed that. Let's see. Oh, wait, that's not the one I want. All right, let me make this full screen. Are you guys ready? All right, let me make sure we have closed captions are on. I want them on. There we go.
How do you plead to the charge?
Hold on. Vinnie Politan explained it because this is where this comes from. It comes from Court TV. And Vinnie explained in the beginning that they have rules about what they're allowed to show, what they're not allowed to show. So that's why we're only hearing audio. So I don't, even at the sentencing hearing today, I'm not sure exactly what we would get to see. But let's move this like over here and push play. I'll rewind it like a second. All right, here we go.
Hear everything. Let's take you in.
How do you plead to the charge in count 1 of the amended felony complaint, a violation of Penal Code Section 187A?
I'm guilty.
Okay. And for clarification for the record, that's going to be in the second degree?
Yes.
To the charge in count 2, a violation of Penal Code Section 148.5, a misdemeanor.
Guilty.
To the charge in count 3, a violation of Penal Code Section 273AE, subdivision A, a felony.
Guilty.
Do you also admit the aggravating factors listed in the amended complaint?
Yes, I admit.
Okay. Sir, moving on to banning case ending in 717, how do you plead to the charge in count 1, a violation of Penal Code Section 29800A1, a felony?
No, guilty.
To the charge in count 2, a violation of Penal Code Section 30305A1, a felony?
Guilty.
Sir, in banning case ending in 265, do you admit that you violated your probation, specifically term 1, that you violate no law or ordinance?
I admit.
Factual basis? Or do you want the court to take a factual
I would like
basis
the
from
court
the
to-
complaint?
Yes, please.
Mr. Haro will start with case ending in 808. Sir, do you admit that you committed a violation of Penal Code Section 187, Subdivision A, a felony, in that on or about August 5th of 2025 through and including August 14th of 2025 in the County of Riverside, State of California, you did willfully and unlawfully murder Baby Doe, initials EH, a human being?
I admit.
Sir, do you also admit that you committed a violation of Penal Code Section 273 AB, Subdivision A, a felony, in that on or about August 5th of 2025 through and including August 14th, 2025 in the County of Riverside, State of California, you did have the care and custody of Baby Doe, initials EH, a child under 8 years of age, and did willfully and unlawfully assault said child by means of force that to a reasonable person would be likely to produce great bodily injury, resulting in the death of said child.
I admit.
Again, there were restrictions on what you could.
All right, so there's that. Now, I want to read you guys this article really quick. Okay, this comes from LA Local News 104.3 FM. So it says this, it reads like this, and this is from today. The Riverside County District Attorney's Office is seeking a minimum 31-year sentence for Jake Haro, a Cabazon resident who pleaded guilty to the murder of his 7-month-old son, Emmanuel Haro, 32, will be sentenced to a 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro, 32, there we go, will be sentenced on today after admitting to second-degree murder, assault on a child under 8 causing death, and filing a false police report. The public defender's office, however, is advocating for a term of 15 years to life. Haro's guilty plea, entered on October 16th at the Riverside Hall of Justice, was not part of a plea agreement with the DA's office. According to court documents, the murder and assault charges stem from the same act, meaning under California law, Haro can only be sentenced for one charge. Assistant District Attorney Brandon Smith emphasized that Haro deserves the maximum sentence allowed by law. The case has drawn significant attention, especially as Emmanuel's body remains missing. The child's mother, Rebecca Haro, has pleaded not guilty to related charges and is scheduled for a preliminary hearing on the same day as Jake Haro's sentencing. The couple initially reported Emmanuel as abducted, but authorities found inconsistencies in their story, leading to their arrest. District Attorney Mike Hestron stated that Emmanuel died from prolonged abuse. Bless his heart. The sentencing hearing will determine Haro's fate, while Rebecca Haro's legal proceedings continue. The community and advocacy groups like Emmanuel's Warriors have closely followed the case, seeking justice for baby Emmanuel. Let's see if we can find Rebecca's hearing today. All right. Let's see. No. Everything is older. Like there's nothing upcoming, but let's hold on. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, they call it a settlement conference, and it is January 21st, 26. I don't know. They have it listed as 2023, which obviously is not correct. Let's see. It's been rescheduled. Let's see why it's been rescheduled. All right. A sentencing hearing for Jake Haro, who pleaded guilty last month to second-degree murder in the death of a 7-month-old son, is now expected at 2 p.m. today in Riverside. Court officials said Riverside Superior Court Judge Charles Polk reorganized his schedule and moved the case from the morning docket. The hearing, originally set for 8:30 a.m., will take place in Department 61 at the Hall of Justice. It's interesting that it's called that. Haro, 32, admitted to killing his son, Emmanuel Haro, and faces a maximum of 25 years to life in prison. He entered his plea without a deal on October 16th. News Channel 3's Garrett Huddle asked the district attorney's office whether Haro has disclosed how the baby died or where his remains are, whether a change of plea form is available, whether co-defendant Rebecca Haro will appear today, and whether prosecutors plan to grant interviews. This is a developing story and will be updated with further information as it becomes available. So apparently it has been moved. Okay. So, I mean, let's see what else we can look up. What else we can watch. Let's see if we, I know what we can see about. Hold on a minute. Let's see. There's an interview he does. I want to see. Give me just a second. You guys, I'm sorry. Let's see. I want to see the whole interview. Hold on a minute. I'm sorry, you guys. I should have been more prepared for this. I really did think that we would hear, we would have the thing. We would have the interview. And we would have the hearing. So I wanted to, I don't really have like that much to see. Hold on, I'll find it. Let's see. Give me just a second. I'm sorry, you guys. All right, let me Google it let me look it up a different way. Actually, let me do it this way. Sorry. I think I'm a feet. Do it like this. Got it. Give me just a second, you guys. I think it's this right here. Hold on. I appreciate you guys being patient with me. Because I want to hear this interview. All right, let's see what this is. Give me a second. Pete, ads everywhere. And no way to. If one of you guys, hold on a second. If one of you guys knows where the actual interview is, will you email it to me, please? Because I want to hear the actual interview. I don't want to hear other people tell me what the interview said. I want to hear the actual interview. Hmm. Yeah, I'm annoyed by this. Big, big, big annoyed. Which is my own fault, really, because I should have been more on my feet about. Maybe nobody has it. Maybe we just. Hold on. I can't think with somebody. I see that. Okay, so I need the Fox 11, you say? Okay. Hold on, let me look. Fox 11. Yeah, I clicked that one, and it's they just tell you what he speaks. Let's look up this. I know what to look up. Southern California News Group, Jake Haro. Whoops. Let's try that. Like, it's so weird. Huh. All right. Well, Court TV has snippets. Let's look. Let's go over here to old Vinnie Politan. Here we go. I'll share this because it's not Jake saying anything himself. It's Vinny reading it, but I can read it too. So let's do this. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, let me look. All right. Jake Haro said in a Jailhouse interview on Wednesday, August 27th, that Riverside County District Attorney Mike Hestron's assertion that Haro's missing 7-month-old son was a victim of long-term abuse was not true at all. But Haro declined to discuss what role, if any, he played in Emmanuel's disappearance. During the 45-minute interview, Haro said the couple cares about Emmanuel. Let's see.
So he's saying it's not long-term. Well, none of this could be long-term abuse. The baby's only 7 months old, right? I mean, long-term, I guess, is all relative to what happened here. The first baby that was abused was then sort of
user and hard the
room of that.
I'm about that. I'm going to first establish.
Hold on. Let's see what else we got here. Hold on.
Not say whether he led authorities to.
Haro would not say whether he led authorities to the Moreno Valley Badlands on Sunday, August 24th, where he was spotted with investigators. He did say he has been completely cooperative with investigators. Okay, so I don't know how you can be completely cooperative, but not tell where the baby is at, where his body is. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to end it for today. I'm going to go live at 4:00 p.m. with the sentencing hearing live stream. I want to thank you guys for being here. That being said, what I'll do then is that's what I'll stream today instead of doing the late night live with Diane Downs. I was going to, so for those of you guys who may have missed it, I put up a little, what do you call those things? Graphic. I can't talk today. Probably shouldn't have gone live at all. Anyway, I put up a graphic with the schedule for this week. So today what I'll do is I'll schedule another live for 4:00 p.m. Central Time, 5 Eastern, to go over the sentencing hearing. And then I will start the Diane Downs interviews tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Central, 10 Eastern. And listen, we're going all the way back with Diane. She had a parole hearing last week. And it was quite interesting, I thought. But, I think it's good to revisit her case because it's been, yes, in 5:00 Eastern for you, Kelly. I think it's good to go back and revisit. Here's why. The last parole hearing Downs had was in 2020. That's 5 years ago. And one of the things that they discuss in each parole hearing is, basically what's new with you, for lack of a better term. And it's hard to keep all of that straight. And I want to give a broader picture. Diane Downs is not young anymore. I want to say that she's in her 70s, late 70s. And, the argument is, is somebody that age an actual threat or danger to society? And I find that argument interesting because Dorothea Puente was an elderly woman who murdered several people. as an elderly woman. Like, it wasn't like she murdered these people while she was young and then she was caught as an older woman. No, no, no. She was already older when she started her murdering. So, yes, elderly people can be dangerous. There was just a case in the news a couple of weeks ago, or maybe last week, of a woman who murdered another woman. They were both elderly, or a man, excuse me. She murdered a man. She used her wheelchair as a weapon. So that age does not make you not dangerous. But I think it's interesting to hear the evolution of Diane Downs' stories. So, in order to do that, we got to go all the way back to the beginning. So, that's what we're going to do. We're going to start with her initial interviews from the hospital and talk about those. And then we'll move through to her parole hearings and then to her latest parole hearing, which was last week. Because I think, I mean, it would be, I would be remiss if I didn't cover that. I mean, one of the membership tiers on the channel is Kookaloos. Kookaloos comes from Diane Downs. That is a term she uses. So I think that's what we'll do for scheduling. I'll end this one now. I'll go ahead and schedule the next live for like 3:50 or something like that Central, 4:50 Eastern time. Um, and we'll talk about all the things. You know, um, Boho says, P.S. I have been following Diane Downs since the crime occurred. I was a kid and my mom was obsessed. I did book reports on her in high school. Her and Janis Joplin, go figure. You know, Diane Downs is, like one of my earliest memories of true crime, watching with my mom. And I remember when Small Sacrifices, which is the made-for-TV movie based on Anne Rule's book, came out with Farrah Fawcett. I remember watching that with my mom. And I remember and covered, although I don't know how much of it is really left. It's on my channel. When Anne Rule and Diane Downs basically confronted each other on Oprah. And yeah, so that's on my channel. Me and Christine G, that's me, did a little, true crime and chill with that. But yeah, it's been like Diane Downs is one of those women. And the thing of it is also she's in my intro. Like her mugshot is. So I would be remiss if I didn't cover her. I find women like her, women like Letitia Stout, women like Susan Smith, women like oh God, what is her name? See, I've erased Quentin Simon's mom. I've erased their names from my memory and try to just remember the victims. What is her name, y'all? Help me out. What is Quentin's mom's name? Her. I find women like that, like just like disgusting, and I cannot understand why they do what they do. And so, Leilani, thank you, Tess. My God, I knew it started with an L, but I don't know. I like feel like they should just fade into oblivion. But the fact of the matter is, Leilani is going to be eligible for parole at like after I think what 40 years or 50 years, something like that. And so I find women like her and Megan Boswell, and because yeah, when now we're talking about people like Diane Downs, people like Susan Smith specifically. They're significantly older now than when they committed their crimes, but they were in their late 20s, mid to late 20s when they committed their crime. Megan Boswell was 18. Leilani Simon was what, 20 or 21 when she committed her crime, when she murdered her son. And I'm curious if there's like a connection there with the age, like what if anything that has to do with what's gone on, with what happened. And so, but the original, I think there's probably one before Diane Downs, whose name probably escapes me, but Diane Downs is the first mother that murdering her children that I remember. And so for me, that's like one of my earliest true crime memories. So I definitely want to cover her. And so that's what I'm going to do. I appreciate you guys. Oh, thanks, Amber. Hey, also, if you guys haven't, go subscribe to ATS News. She's fantastic. She covers a lot of things, Watts being one of them, but that's not all. She's probably best known for covering Chris Watts, but that's not all she covers. Yes, Susan Smith was way after Diane Downs. And then Darlie Routier, because her case is interesting just in general. There is a lot of it's still very polarizing. There are people that believe fervently that she's innocent, like factually innocent. There are people that fervently believe that she is factually guilty. And, watching that whole thing unfold. But I find I didn't understand it as a kid, and I don't understand it as a mother myself. I don't understand why these women kill their children. I don't understand it. So it's exclamation point ATS News, neat for Amber. Anyway, so let's do that. Let's come back. Or is it ATS? Maybe it is ATS. Let's come back, reconvene, and discuss and see what this whole sentencing hearing is going to be about and what the judge ends up giving him. I'm curious about this because there's no plea deal. He just pled guilty. So he's at the mercy of the judge. All right. Thanks you guys for being here. I'll go and schedule it right now. I'll share it on the community tab so that you guys know and get notified. And let's go read it. Let's go look at it. All right, hang on a second. Orange County Clerk of Court. It's been so long. I've missed you. Let's do that. Let's go read Sarah Boone's letter. It's always interesting to read Sarah. Let's see. See if we have any. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what this is. You guys ready? I'll tell you what, I'm going to read it. Give me just a second. Let me go. I'll just change the title of this live. Okay. I'll just make it about Sarah Boone. Okay. All right, here we go. Sarah. Hold on. I have not read this yet. So this is going to be my first look at Sarah. I'll tell you right now, her handwriting ain't changed. Not a bit. All right. Here we go. Let's see if she's dated it. It's filed on October 30th. I guess it was mailed on October 27th. All right, so here we go. Comes now appellate Sarah Boone and files her notice of inquiry with both the 6th District Court of Appeals and Orange County Clerk of Court, stating the following in support of. 1. There's got to be a, hold on. All right, here we go. After appellate's first court-appointed appellate attorney, Alan Holland, December 2nd, 2024 to February 18th, 2025, was granted his motion to withdraw, Joshua E. Adams was appointed by the court to represent her and submit the initial brief in and for her criminal appeal. During Mr. Adams's time frame of 7 months, February 18th, 2025 to September 5th, 2025, in his representation of Ms. Boone, which includes filing 2 extensions to continue doing so, he made the decision to withdraw without submitting her initial brief, citing he is no longer practicing appellate work or accepting court-appointed appellate cases. Damn, Sarah, the luck. Joshua E. Adams corresponded with appellant in 1 public access tablet message on February 27th, 2025, briefly introducing himself with no follow-up or continued contact to present date. As of the date of this filing, appellant has no understanding of whom her present appellate attorney is, the current status of her appeal, nor the preparation of her initial brief as a result of no communication or inclusion from any party, including both the 6th District Court of Appeal and or the Orange County Clerk of Court. Wherefore, appellant Sarah Boone respectfully files this notice of inquiry to request pertinent information regarding the updated name, contact phone, and address of the successor court-appointed counsel to represent her and the status of her appeal, including the filing of the initial brief in this matter. Submitted this 27th day of October, 2025. And then here she goes. Okay. Let's come over here. There's another notice of inquiry. See what else is Sarah. Okay, this is this is Sarah complaining. But it's typed this time. Somebody helped her out. Interesting. So basically, absolutely nothing has changed. Wow, Sarah. I don't know what's going to happen with her. Okay, so here's the notice of inquiry. We'll have to find out. All right, there you go. All right, you guys. So that is what we'll do. I will see all of you guys back here, hopefully at 3:50 p.m. Central, 4:50 p.m. Eastern Time, and we will all watch the sentencing hearing together. All right, give your girl a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys later. Have a great rest of your day.